Hi, my name is Rick Scoley, or Richard Scoley, or some of you might know me from my Facebook name of Rikus Maximus. I've been asked to do a bit of a video blog by Roland from Cardio Athletes on Facebook about my experiences of having a heart attack basically. Last Sunday, 18th of February, I was running the Richmond Half Marathon. Got to about the 10-mile mark, well in fact I got to about the 8-mile mark, and I thought I'd hit a bloody wall. I'd trained for the half marathon. I could do a half marathon in training in around about the 147, 150 mark, so I was quite confident that I'd be able to finish it. About 8 miles I just became absolutely exhausted. Hit the wall, carried on, got to 10 miles, and then all of a sudden everything just kind of went boom. I got white vision in my eyes, I felt faint, I had a heavy right arm. I had no idea what was going on. I've been experimenting with some gels and rehydration, and I just thought this is really bad indigestion. Couldn't walk, stopped, put my head between my knees, get some oxygen back into me, and then I thought, well, I've got to get back somehow. So I literally walked the last 3 miles of this half marathon in. Got to within the finishing line, I thought, well, actually I've come this far, I'm going to cross the bloody line and get my medal. Little did I know that I actually had a heart attack. Went to see the St John's ambulance people, told them I had some chest pains. At that point as well, I was becoming massively emotional and I was freezing cold, burst into tears for some inexplicable reason. I was there by myself, so I had nobody to kind of call upon. They got an ambulance down. They rigged me up to a cardiogram and said, "Yeah, you've had a cardiac episode." What the hell is a cardiac episode? Now I've been a cop for 26 years now, and I know a little bit about medicine and certainly first aid. Anyway, I kind of went off to, as it was, Hammersmith Hospital, which has got a good cardiology unit. And literally within 20 minutes of being in there, I was taken into surgery under local anaesthetic, and I had 3 stents fitted to one of my arteries. Confused isn't the word. 53 years old, been training for the last 6 months, always been pretty fit and well, 6 foot tall, 12 stone 8. Right, Rikus Maximus back here again. Part 2. So, just been released from Hammersmith Hospital. Some of the things they told me were that, yeah, no driving for 2 weeks, back off work for 2 to 4 weeks, then do a bit of rehab, everything fine. Knowing no different and having felt absolutely fine, thought this is cool. Get back home on the Tuesday evening, good night's sleep. They said to me 30 to 40 minutes of gentle exercise during the day, or a day. Cool, I thought. I have 2 Labradors, take those for a gentle walk, easy peasy. So Wednesday, out with my wife Liz, gentle walk out, and just down the bottom of my road, which is a country lane, it was what I would describe as a gentle slope. Literally halfway up it, out of breath, pain in my sternum, which was I found a bit strange. And I'm going, whoa, yeah, okay, we've had a heart attack. And yeah, I'm going to have to take this easy. So carried on, felt uncomfortable, got back home, sat down, pain went away. Didn't really kind of think too much of it, not really knowing what to expect, never having had a heart attack before. And this carried on for a couple of days. I also failed to mention, also came away with a shed load of drugs, which everybody's going to be different, but beta blockers, blood thinners, statins, and was basically told, you're on them for life, mate. I could deal with that, no big shakes. It's all still fairly new and it's all still trying to get my head around it. So we carry on like this for a couple of days, and the pain in my sternum isn't going away. Going to see my GP, who was about as much use as a chocolate fire guard, if I'm to be quite honest, and he was quite dismissive. Spoke to the Hammersmith Hospital the next day, which was the Friday, and they said, if you're having pain, go to A&E. So we thought, right, okay, well, let's go down to A&E at Guildford. Came down there, told them about it. They whisked me through ECG, blood tests, going to the emergency assessment unit, and there I sat for a little while. Then they come back to me, and the very nice lady doctor says, yeah, you've had a massive heart attack. And I went, what? She said, you've had quite a big heart attack. And this is kind of the first that anybody had told me about how severe the actual heart attack was. So at this point I'm going, ooh, that's not good. But still reasonably chipper. So I get moved onto this side ward, more blood tests. And you will find, if you're going through this process, that especially at a weekend, everything just takes a long time. So go prepared. Luckily I was, and I'd taken a bit of a go bag with me with all the essentials and some overnight kit. And sure enough, they come back to me and said, yep, we need you to stay in overnight. Your troponin levels, which I believe are enzymes in the heart, were at 700, or just being read at 790. When you're at Hammersmith, they were in the thousands. And I just turned around and thinking, well, I said to the guy, what are they supposed to be? He said 10. 10. Yeah, that's 10. And mine were 790 and previously in the thousands. Ooh, that's a lot, says me. Okay, so I'm staying in overnight by now. We'll do some more blood tests in the morning. So, some more blood tests in the morning, and the levels came down to, I think it was 770, so it dropped a little bit. So, and I'm now thinking, okay, I'm in here for a day or so, but I'll see a cardiologist and they'll let me home. No, go back to what I previously said, this is the weekend. And being through 2 NHS trusts as well didn't really help. The good news was, or the good news is that I'm in the Surrey system now, so which is where I live, so it'll make life a little bit easier, I think, now that I'm closer to home. So, moving forward, they want to speak to one cardiologist who described himself as he's the electrician and his mate is the plumber. He needed to discuss this with the plumber, who was going to be my cardiologist. And then we'll see where we go from there. They're waiting for some images from Hammersmith, and they're talking about doing some echocardiograms, which actually haven't happened at the moment. Another blood test, but the troponin levels have come down to 380 so far, so we're going in the right direction. Previously, when not long after the incident and I'd been released from Hammersmith, if I stood up too quickly, I was feeling really dizzy, because my blood pressure was quite low. All the drugs you take cause them to be low, but that seems to have eased off now. So here we are, another day, another dollar, still at Guildford Hospital. Sunday night, hopefully I'm going to see a cardiologist in the morning who will tell me some things. I suspect at 380, a level of 380, they might want to keep me in here for a couple of days, which I've now got my head around. It's a strange thing, this heart attack thing, especially from somebody who's fit and active, and if you're watching this, you are probably fit and active and running races. And trust me, I had a big diary of events this year. Woking half next month, a 20-miler the one month after that, a mountain half marathon in May, a full marathon across the South Downs in June, and it went on. I'd kind of booked them all up and was training for all these and feeling good. That's obviously all been put on hold now, and we might just have to reevaluate where we go from here. Emotions-wise, in the first video I said after I crossed the line I just burst into tears, and I've got no idea why that was. And there have been a couple of moments between then and now where I've kind of not quite burst into tears, but had and I've not actually thought, oh my God, I was going to die, but I have thought, what does this mean for me for the rest of my natural? I mean, taking the drugs every day, twice a day, I can live with that. That's not too problematic. But if I couldn't exercise, I couldn't swim. I'm not big into push biking. I can't drive at the moment. I'm on a big keen motorcyclist and have 2 motorbikes. And it's now coming up to summer. I've got a summer tour planned with the boys. Yeah, but the biggest thing is questions. And the medical staff, especially the cardiologists and the top boys, seem to breeze over things quite a lot as if you should really know the answers when you don't. And they don't sit down and break it down and tell you what's going on and everything, or not so far anyway. So I've actually sat down and written lists of questions so I don't forget things. What are my other arteries like? Am I going to need another stent? Is there anything preventative I can do? I mean, there's the obvious things of, I was a smoker for 30 years, gave up smoking 3 years ago, so that's all good. But diet, how hard should I exercise? When can I get back to exercise? It's just a never-ending list of questions. So, this is Sunday night. Date is the 25th of Feb, 2018. Hopefully I'll come back to you tomorrow and let you know what's going on. And hopefully you can follow my journey and I don't bore you too much. Take care for now. Cheers. Morning. Day 3 in the Big Brother household. Well, actually, Royal County Surrey Hospital in Guildford. So yeah, this morning it's another game of wait and see whether we're going to see a consultant. It's Monday morning, so I'm hoping there's one around. I have been told there's one around. It's just a waiting game to see what time we get to see them. You're going to need to, if you're in this situation, you are going to need to have patience. I'm just beginning to start to chill out and get into it, and I'm updating all those little things that I ought to have done ages ago, like updating in case of emergency contacts on my mobile phone, putting on my medication on there, and doing all those sorts of things that you're probably going to need to do. In other news, actually, this morning I looked out the window and thought, you know what, I'm bloody glad I'm in bed, because that's the view. I don't know whether you can see it, but it's snowing and it's bloody freezing out there. But my nice little side room in the hospital, it is nice and warm. Jolly good breakfast this morning, cereal and a very nice croissant. So really, at the moment, there's no update to give you. Spirits are good. Like I say, I'm kind of chilling back into this now. But yeah, hopefully, well, if you're watching this, you may well have found yourself in this position. Just learn some patience. Bring books, read books, get on Facebook, just chill out. Do whatever you need to do, but you're going to have to learn to relax. Right, that's all for now, folks. As soon as I know anything more, I'll come back to you. Take care. Have a good day.